Welcome to Albay Yacht Club, originally created in 1907 and resurrected by Fernand Imperial in 2020, when he and a group of his colleagues purchased 12 kit boats. And we assembled these kit boats here locally in Legazpi. Barbie's World is one of the popular Osgoose sailboats in our fleet, which is now complete, and here's the raising of the sails. This fleet, of course, is led by Commodore Fernand Imperial, seen here on his first solo voyage on his own Osgoose. He soon brought in Michael Storr, the creator of the Osgoose, and Michael generously and patiently taught us how to launch these boats and how to sail these boats and how to beach them when we were done sailing. And it turns out that launching and beaching was the most dangerous part of the whole journey in our learning, because once you're out sailing, the boat is just a beautiful vessel and very easy to sail. This is a boat that will not sink. It has 2 air tanks on both sides, and even when capsized and righted, it isn't swamped. It's a very safe and stable platform for young learners who are experiencing sailing for the first time. And this is Jeff Morris, a New Zealand Navy nurse who led the training of our young sailors, since Jeff himself had been sailing since he was 12 years old. And we recruited 12 young men from the Bureau, and he turned them into a skilled team of racing sailors. And here you can see them practicing for their first national regatta, which was going to be held, because of Fernand Imperial's initiative, right here in Legazpi in February 2022. The imagery speaks for itself. 31 sailboats of the same class in the largest one-class regatta in the history of the Philippine Islands. Then the Bureau sailors participated in the All Souls Regatta in Puerto Galera. But we also have modified the Osgoose. It's a motorboat now. We have 2 4-horsepower motors. And in addition to turning it into a motorboat, we've added oars. And here's the Commodore just rowing away on Barbie's World. In addition to our Osgoose, we have other boats. And our boat inventory is increasing very rapidly. We now have 2 cabin cruisers, and these cabin cruisers are being used for slalom, picnics, and having a great time. We also have lots of kayak, 2 high-speed rib boats, some Hobie cats, jet boats, a very large yacht, and here you can see one of my favorites. This is Windy, a large 40-foot sloop, which is being used to train young men on the big boats. We also built a large shed. It's housing Erden Eruc's boat now, but soon this large shed will be updated to allow us to do other activities. And you can see it here, along with some of our speedboats within the Albay Yacht Club. And we've already had a nice karaoke party in the evening. We have also built a water tower so we can have fresh running water from our well system at the yacht club. We also helped out and supported the banker races, which is very fun, but as you can see from the debris on the shore, sometimes their propellers would get fouled in the plastic trash. And we gave away large packages to 150 indigent families in the Puro area. And this is done every Christmas with the Legazpi Oceanfront Hostel. The Intracoastal Resource Management Group has built many structures that have been very helpful to us and members of the community. And some of these projects that we have engaged with them include the building of a floating dock that's at the Banca Harbor and available to anybody in the public. And we've also built a fixed dock also at the Banca Harbor. And you can see the Coast Guard is already using it, and so is the Navy. And we have secured a very nice ramp on the boulevard with the help of ICRM and also with the Mayor's office, which we're very grateful for. Our work with the Albay Kayak Club is also significant because there are people who belong to both clubs, as you might suspect. And we've launched a fleet of 13 kayaks to support the triathlon in August. Essential resource for the triathlon, since kayaks were requested to accompany swimmers who feared the level of pollution as they were swimming in the polluted river. It has several members of our club in its organization as auxiliary members. And here we are, myself, Keith, and Alan, members of the club, at the turnover ceremony for the Philippine Coast Guard in this region. While we were in this ceremony, something else was happening. One of our vessels, a cabin cruiser called Mayan Explorer, was being used by the Coast Guard to recover a deceased Korean sailor. This is a cooperative agreement that we have with the Coast Guard involving some of our vessels at the Albay Yacht Club. As you can see from this very short video, we had a problem launching the boat quickly as requested because of the amount of debris pollution that was on the ramp, which included boards with nails sticking up. And that's our story, a story of successes, a story of overcoming our fears, a story of triumph and progress and development of talent. But underneath this story is what remains to be done. And I think you saw it throughout the video. You saw the pollution, didn't you? It is this pollution that has caused so much problems for us, both with the sailboats and especially with the power boats, with the propellers, and certainly in terms of our reputation, the swimmers having problems at the triathlon, and poor Michael Storr having to wade into that crap, who's the inventor of the Osgoose. And what's underneath, what's in the water, is even worse. This we have to overcome. This is our house. And before we can have tourism, before we can have guests in our house, we have to clean it. We can get it done. We need help.